everyone, welcome back again to our channel. Before we proceed to our vlog, I will introduce myself first. I am Paige Angela Raja from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino. As a future educator, I've been thinking a lot about assessment, not just a tool for grading, but also a way to truly understand and support student learning. So I wanted to dig deeper into how assessment have changed, how teachers are using them today, and what we as the future educators can learn from their experiences. So in this vlog, I conducted some interviews to the teachers to hear their thoughts, how they approach assessment, what changed over the years, and how the pandemic shaped the way they assess their students. So let's take a closer look at what assessment really means in today's generation and what it could look like in the future. So the objective of our study is to compare the assessment practices used before the digital era, during the pandemic, and in the present time, to examine the challenges and adjustments made in assessing students during the pandemic, and to identify the impact of evolving assessment practices on teaching and student learning today. So the interview highlights of our study is: in my comparison of assessment practices across 3 periods, I found clear differences and a pattern of evolution. In old times, assessment was traditional and manual, mainly paper tests, recitations, and projects. These were structured and helped establish discipline and interaction, but they relied heavily on memorization and often made students passive learners. During the pandemic, assessment also shifted online using Google Forms, digital submissions, and project-based outputs. This period fostered creativity and flexibility. But teachers and students struggle with poor internet and honesty issues, and these challenges of lesson planning. Still, innovations like digital portfolios and reflective journals prove effective. In the current setting, assessment is now a balanced mix of traditional and digital approaches, with a strong focus on competencies and real skills. This holistic model promotes critical thinking, collaboration, and practical learning. However, challenges remain such as heavy workload and over-reliance on technology. So the evolution of assessment shows that progress from structured memorization to flexible adoption and finally to a blended skill-focused approach. This proves that assessment must continuously adapt to student needs, technology, and context. The key recommendation is to integrate both traditional and modern methods while ensuring assessments are fair, practical, and aligned with learning goals. So the importance of our study is to help us understand how assessment practices have changed over time. It also shows how teachers adapted during the pandemic through online and flexible methods. It guides us today in using both traditional and digital assessment effectively. It also highlights the need to balance fairness, accessibility, and well-being. It provides insight for future improvements in teaching and learning. So hi again, I am here to share my reflection or insight about the answers of the teachers on the interview that I conducted. So after hearing their stories, I now view assessment as more than just tests, grades, or requirements. It is a process that helps both teachers and students see how much learning has taken place and what areas still need improvement. I also realized that assessment changes depending on the time and situation, whether it was traditional way, the online approach during the pandemic, and the blended methods we use today. So I also learned that every form of assessment has its strengths and weaknesses. Traditional assessment encourage discipline and structure, but sometimes they made students passive. So online assessment during the pandemic open opportunities for creativity and flexibility, but they also come with issues like honesty and internet problems. So, the current blended approach is more balanced and holistic, but it can be demanding for both teachers and learners. So, as a future educator, I will apply the lesson of being flexible and open minded in choosing assessment strategies. I will combine traditional and modern methods to make learning meaningful, give timely and constructive feedback, and design activities that connect to real life situations. Most importantly, I will make sure that assessment supports student growth and help them develop not only knowledge but also essential skills for the future. So that's my reflection and insight on the interview that I conducted about assessment.
So these are the recommendations. Use both traditional and modern assessment to balance knowledge and skills. Give feedback on time so students know how to improve. Focus on real life and practical tasks, not just a memorization. Avoid too much workload and make sure activities match the learning goals.
And support both teachers and students with trainings access digital tools. And these are the proof of evidence that I conducted an interview, and these are the answers of the respondents. That's all. Thank you.